Καλημέρα παιδιά από τον Άφριο. I'm on a hike and I'm working out. Check out this view. Isn't this beautiful? I've done a few videos from this spot. I actually have shot many clips from this same spot over the years. And I like to work out, and I just decided to shoot a quick video from this beautiful location. Let's enjoy this view as always. It's early in the morning. There's already people swimming over there. Beautiful beach, Neraki Beach over here. If you're curious, this is the path from Arbanitia all the way to Carazona Beach. As always, this is the place where I like to hike. And I've been thinking about a topic that has been on my mind recently for some time now. And, I wanted to share it here with you. Now, this is such a sensitive topic that if you ask AI, you will get this type of response. And I'm glad because I use AI quite a lot, okay? And I never get this type of response. And I only did this as a way of research and see what is out there when it comes down to this topic, because it is a sensitive topic. And as I am recording this here in Greece, they have introduced right now the 6-day work week. Full disclosure, I am not talking about politics here in this channel at all. And I'm just bringing this up because it's tied to this idea and this stereotype of Greeks being lazy, all right? But I will not talk about politics here, and I will not engage in certain debates about politics at all, all right? First time I came to Greece was probably in 2002, I believe, maybe 3. And this is when I met at the time, my future mother-in-law. She was running a cafenillo for many, many years, a very successful cafenillo, the famous cafenillo that I talked about here on the channel, okay? And I saw how hard she was working. She ran that cafenillo, I believe, for 15 years, probably longer than 15 years straight. The only time I saw her taking a day off was when my daughter was born. And I don't even know how that happened, all right? The second time I saw her that she took some time off was when her own mother died. Now, you have to understand that here is a woman that is running a business from 6 o'clock in the morning all the way up to 11 o'clock in the evening, every single day, all right? Monday to Monday. There is no days off. There's no such a thing as a holiday. It's just her running this business. Kalimera. Kalimera. I was just amazed of the work ethic that this woman has. A lot of you guys have mentioned about the story of the cafenillo, and don't worry, I'm not going to be talking too much about the cafenillo, but this is just an introduction of how I met the Greeks or people that work here in Greece, and what my view is, because I believe I can talk about this topic not only because I live here in Greece, but precisely because I am not Greek myself. Right? It would be very easy for me to defend Greeks if I was a Greek and I was working here in Greece and say like, well, we are not lazy. But this has a different twist because I know they're not lazy because I am a foreigner and I have seen it with my own eyes. And I'm only mentioning my mother-in-law because, it's the first person I met that was working so hard. And I have seen it with my own eyes of how she suffered, really, just to keep a business alive and just to keep things going. And for those of you that say that you cannot make money with a cafenillo, you're wrong, okay? And probably you're not my mother-in-law because she cooks some amazing mesedes, all right? The first time I arrived here in Greece, we arrived late at night, and my wife, at the time she was my girlfriend, we arrived straight to the cafenillo. From the airport in Athens, we went all the way to the cafenillo because guess what? That's where my mother-in-law was at the time. It was late at night. It was probably 10:30 in the evening, maybe 11, just right before they were about to close. And there was no point in us arriving to the house because the house was empty, because my mother-in-law was in the cafenillo with my father-in-law. My father-in-law is another person that is a very hard-working person, and he used to work in the Nafpigia in Elefsina. And in the afternoons or in the evenings, he will go to the cafenillo and work and help my mother-in-law. In fact, when he retired, he was working in the cafenillo as well, not full-time, but with my mother-in-law. So they were both running that business, and it was a successful business because my mother-in-law cooks some amazing mesedes. Anyways, we arrived straight from the airport late at night, straight to the cafeteria, so I can meet the in-laws, right? So I can go and say hi to them. And we went there, and immediately, my mother-in-law has some amazing Mercedes. Have a drink and some amazing Mercedes. From that point on, I just fell in love with the whole, culture and the whole idea of a mesedaki with a little bit of a chipuro or a drink. And that's the secret right there with that cafeteria. The secret was not in the cafeteria itself, but actually the Mercedes and the person who's running the cafeteria, which is where I want to get to here. The Greeks are very, very hardworking people. Now, let's move a little bit away from my mother-in-law or my father-in-law, because this might sound like I'm a little bit biased, and obviously I want to talk good about them, all right? I have seen other Greeks working very, very hard. If we're gonna bring it to the present right now, as I'm recording this, my friend Panayotis, which I have mentioned him before here on the channel. I've done a video about him, of course. My friend Panayotis has a bacalico, and he's the only one running that place. He's actually supporting a whole family just with that shop. Now, does he take time off? Of course he takes time off. He takes Mondays afternoons off and Wednesday afternoons off, because that's the schedule that the shops have, right? And Sundays off and Saturdays afternoons off. However, you have to be there and see how many years this person has been working in that shop. He's been working in that same shop for 25 years. And he will tell you firsthand how hard it is to just run a shop by himself. He doesn't have any employees. He doesn't have anybody that he can just back him up or take a day off here and there. That's the schedule, and that's it. Okay? Now, why am I talking about this? Because I do believe that it's very unfair to put a whole culture and under a stereotype, like just portray a whole culture as being lazy. Now, with this whole thing about the 6-day work week now that is on the news, which I still believe that it's a propaganda, especially the foreign media, it's a propaganda to just bring this country down or to keep it down, okay? Because first you say the Greeks are lazy, okay? That's what the media says from abroad. So Greeks are lazy. All right, so Greek don't work very hard, right? Because they take siestas and, everything is siga, siga, siga. So that's the stereotype that the media have portrayed abroad. Now you're saying that Greeks have been working very, very hard anyways, that actually Greeks work 6 days a week anyways for years. And now you're saying that they deserve to just not work so hard? So make up your mind, And this is where I get really wound up with the international media. And again, I'm not talking about politics here. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with a 6 working a day week or anything, because I work every single day. But I'm a business owner and I work online. So my business is not a shop, it's not a cafeteria, but my business is whatever I do online. And the things that I do require me to show up every single day. Okay? I'm not saying this in order to brag that I work more than you or I work less than you. I work because I love what I do and because I want to feed my family as well. And the reason why I'm talking on this very sensitive topic is to express my opinion and to show you that Greeks are not lazy. And yeah, most importantly, that I am not lazy either, because I live in Greece and I want to show what we do here. So this is something that really winds me up about the media. And I was talking about it with my wife the other day. I'm like, unbelievable how everybody portrayed the Greeks as lazy. And as soon as there is a law about whatever, then the media is saying now that Greeks are working too hard anyways, that they already work. They already have the longest working hours in Europe anyway, so why put more on their plate? Which I agree, okay? But make up your mind. What is the propaganda here, right? What's the propaganda? Are we lazy or not? Are we working very hard or not? You see what I mean? So I want to do my bit, and even though I'm not a news reporter and my influence is, so small, okay? But the goal of my videos is to share my life as someone who lives here in Greece, as a foreigner. I know that a lot of you guys have said that I'm not a foreigner. I really take that to heart, and I appreciate that because yes, I try to live as a Greek. A lot of Greeks say to me that I don't work a normal Greek job and I don't get 600 minimum wage euros a month, and I don't try to live on that. And again, I'm not getting political here, and I'm not going to get social economical on my channel because my channel is not about that. I always keep reminding myself that my channel is about this. And this is my Greek lifestyle. This is my Greek lifestyle. Otherwise, I would not be shooting this video right now. All right? I'm going to give you another example. I know a person here in Nafrio. I went quite recently to his work, and I have to confess that I was shocked of the amount of people that were working there. The conditions of work are very harsh because of the nature of this job, all right? Now, to give you a little bit of context so you know what I'm talking about, it's a place where you actually have to clean things, but at an industrial level, all right? Like sheets and stuff like that for hotels, all right? I've never seen anything like it. Never in my life have seen any place like this. I mean, I understand what they do and I understand what they are, but I've never been there. The people that were working there, man, the noise, the heat, women, okay, from the area working, breaking their butts off, man. Whew, it's unbelievable. That's how hard working these people are. But that's the first thing that struck me. And I told my wife, I have no idea how this person works here. The noise, and not only him, but it finally hit me. And I understood why this person, when he's outside of work, he has these earbuds that they're protecting his ears because of the noise pollution. And the people that were working there as well, working so hard. And I know that they work a lot, man. These people are already working 6 days a week, by the way. He's already working. I believe he works even like 7 days a week sometimes. And when he's not working here, he's been sent to another plant, another factory or whatever, just to make sure that everything is running right. I know people, Greeks here, that work regular jobs and they're busting their asses off. They're already working, man, very, very hard. And yeah, their livelihood depends on these jobs. I'm just sharing here people that I know from all walks of life, okay? There's another person that works in a periptero, for example. Actually, there's a few of them that I know because, I move around here in Nafrio, and I've seen their schedule. And I see how hard they're working, and I'm like, I take my hat off to these people. There's one that works all night, in a periptero. Periptero is a kiosk, okay? Insane hours. I know another person that works in a fast food joint. But man, people do work quite a lot. And, I just disagree with this stereotype that the media and people have this perception that here in Greece, people do not work very hard, And I don't know if this is a video that I wanted to make. I thought about not making this video. I'm trying to stay away from this type of topics, by the way. And I'm certainly not going to be talking about the 6-hour work week at all because, like I mentioned in here, the people that I know here are already working that hard or more. And I, for one, work every single day. Now, you might say that this is not work, but I treat it like work, When I started to make money with my music, people were telling me that you cannot make money with a hobby. And that's where I had to step up and say, well, actually, I can. And yes, music could be a hobby, but I went to study music. I went to study sound engineering. And it was the same story. It's like you can't make money as a sound engineer. I mean, what are you going to do? Work in a studio? Studios are closing down because of technology now. Everybody does music at home with a laptop. So this is not my first rodeo. It's not. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I know what it takes in order to be successful in anything you do in life. One of the reasons why I show up here on this channel every single day, lately anyways, because when I started, I just showed up once a week or so. But one of the reasons why I show up here every single day on this channel, dropping a daily vlog, is because of that. Not to prove to you that I can do something every single day, but because that's part of who I am. And yeah, I want to show that if you commit to something, you can do it every single day without being worried about, you know, what others are going to think or worry about failure, because failure or success is out of your control. The only thing that you can do is to show up. I had a friend, a good friend, and I know he has intentions, and it's not the first time that someone has mentioned something like this. He said like, oh, you're doing YouTube videos every single day. Just be careful not to have a YouTube burnout. And I kindly replied to him, and I know he has good intentions, but I kindly replied to him and said like, listen, I've been doing YouTube videos since 2016. And this is not the first time I've done daily vlogs, by the way. I've done this before, many years ago, and I've done them on and off. And this is not my first YouTube channel either. So I've been doing this for some time, and I work for myself. And the way I'm wired might be different than the average person, but I do believe that everybody can do something for a long period of time and commit to a schedule, and then you will succeed eventually. Now, this goes without saying that it has nothing to do with you being perceived as lazy because of a stereotype, but this has to do more with your own mindset and the way you perceive yourself. All right? The people around you, loved ones, are the first ones who are going to warn you, and those are the people that are going to tell you, take it easy. Don't do too much because you need to find a life-work balance. And I understand that, but it's precisely when people start to bring this up in my own life, in whatever I do, that I know I'm going to the next level of productivity and of growth without being a workaholic or someone that does not have a life or does not understand when to chill out, okay? Because I do believe that there is a lot of that on the internet, but you know that you have more potential than you give yourself credit for, okay? You have more potential than you give yourself credit for, and that's the big problem. If you want to change something in your life, you know you need to do something dramatically different than you're doing right now, whatever that means to you. Okay, for me, for example, if I wanted to build this channel from the ground up and get to where I'm at today in 3 months, I knew I had to do something different. And I had to do something that is completely left field, I guess, in my world, whatever that means to me, right? The same goes with moving here to Greece. The same goes with me making money with my own passions, which is music and, video making, creativity, teaching, sharing. I know that I have more in me. I know that I can do more. So what's going to be required of me in order to get there? Yeah, that probably will mean to show up every single day. And most likely it's going to require more effort on my part in order to get something back. It's going to require me to pay the full price in advance before I get something back. And that's the price of success right there, to pay in advance that, okay? You need to be able to pay the full price in advance before you get something back. And that's just in my humble experience. There's nothing in my life that I have gotten that I haven't gotten something back in greater return by not paying that price first, okay? Without no guarantee. There's no guarantee. For me, for example, there's no paycheck. I don't have a steady paycheck every single month. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to earn because it all depends on me. It depends on what I do. I mentioned about monetizing this YouTube channel in 21 days. And for those of you who do not understand what YouTube is all about when it comes down to monetization, YouTube gives you a whole year in order for you to monetize a new channel. So they give you a whole year in terms of time, space, in order for you to accomplish the following. To get to 1,000 subscribers and to have 4,000 hours of view time within a period of 12 months. That seems like a reasonable amount of time, you might say, but you have no idea how hard it is to actually achieve those things. And for YouTube to give you those metrics and say, like, if you can accomplish this within this period of time, then you can apply to become a partner of YouTube. So maybe you can monetize your channel. It's not even a guarantee, it's just a maybe. So first you have to have those metrics and then apply to YouTube to see if you can actually monetize your channel. All right? So remember, it's a year, a whole year. With this channel, I accomplished that in 21 days. I am not saying this to brag. I'm not. Now, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this so you can break any expectations that you might have about yourself. In fact, the camera just turned off because it gets too hot. This is the problem with these cameras, they get too hot. So I'm here recording a video and the camera is shutting off because I'm talking too much. And I'm doing too much of a vlog here. So I have to go and move to a shade now. This is a problem with these GoPro cameras, that the battery gets really hot and the camera gets hot and then it shuts off completely. And I'm in the middle of a flow. This is a great example maybe. Do a vlog and talk so much until the camera gets too hot because yes, I'm in front of the sun, but the camera cannot take it anymore and it has to shut down. Actually, I should rush back home because I have a meeting, an in-person meeting with someone that wants to relocate here to Greece. If you're curious about this, go and check out my website. If you're interested to have an in-person meeting here, you want to ask me questions, you want to pick my brains, you want to ask me anything regarding your relocation to Greece. And anyways, guys, what I was mentioning about my YouTube channel is not to brag, it's not to impress you at all. It's to impress upon you that you can do so much more. And don't let the media, don't let stereotypes, don't let the place where you live dictate what you're capable of, okay? The terrain is gonna be rough. It's not easy. It's not easy, okay? But I know for a fact that once those around you start to tell you to take it easy, then you know that you're onto something, all right? I get it all the time. You're vlogging too much. You're working too much. You're walking too much while doing a vlog, right? I've done music every single day for a long time. In fact, I have done challenges of my own in the music space. For those of you who are new to this, I make music for media. And I educate people to do this as well. So I'm running out of breath now. It's a long hill right here. It's a difficult part. I've done challenges of composing one new music track every single day for 30 days as a challenge. Not only that, but actually compose a track, do a video about that track, and then upload it to a library, to one of my publishers. And that's every single day. That is a hard job, man. It's not easy. And that's coming from someone who has a passion for music. And by the way, whatever you do that is a passion of yours, once you decide to become a professional, meaning that you're not gonna do it as a hobby anymore, it's gonna become your job. It's gonna become work. And I believe that work is a good thing. Because the day I became a professional composer is the day that I decided to not treat it as a hobby anymore. Gonna catch my breath. Kalimera. Pas volta. Pas volta. Κι ωραία βόλτα πας. Πού πας? Let me catch my breath. This is what I love about Nafplio, what I love about this place. People meeting up. Just going for a hike, going for a walk early in the morning. Just meeting up. Τι έγινε, αγόρι μου? Είσαι αγόρι ή είσαι κοριτσάκι? Όλα. Έλα. So anyways, I guess what I want to say with this is that the moment you decide to do things in a different way, with a different mindset, the moment that you actually take ownership for your own life, really, okay? It could be financial goals, it could be relationships, it could be where you want to live, it could be anything. I mean, this even goes for the Greeks that want to leave Greece in order to go to Germany or to another country in order to start a new life. If you really want to do these things, then you're really going to have to work hard on those things, and you're going to have to take it seriously. And you're going to have to do something every single day in order to accomplish that. I don't know what that is for you, but I can tell you what these things are for me and for my family. Okay, I have to hurry up because I have to go home, have a shower, and then I'm gonna meet this person somewhere in the old town in Nafplio to have the in-person meeting. it's another passion of mine as well, to help people. I just like to help people, okay? I don't want to sound like I am some kind of, that I have like a Jesus Christ complex or anything like that, but in this stage of my life, I really feel like leaving the door open behind me. And this video hopefully will serve that as well, to that idea or that philosophy that, you know, whatever I do online and whatever I want to share is because I've done something, I walked that path, and then I can leave that door open behind me. So that door is open behind me. I'm not gonna shut it off and say like, oh, you figure it out. So there's different things that I like to do in order to help people in one way, shape, or form, because what I've learned as someone who works online, that, yeah, making money is good, obviously. We all need to pay the rent and we all need to eat. We all need to do something for a living. But the response that we get, or the thank you emails, or the testimonials, all of these things mean more to me than the transaction of money. I didn't knew about this before I started to work online. I had no idea. It was only until I started to sell my first digital product back in the day that I started to get the emails and the thank yous. Thank you for creating this, you know. I can't believe how valuable it is to me. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Thank you for purchasing something that I have to offer. You know what, guys? My glasses broke. This glasses just broke here. I think the lens broke. The frame broke, actually. You guys have been asking me about these glasses. These glasses, by the way, they're a Greek company. I'm going to leave the link in the description. It's not a sponsor by any means. I have like 5 of them in different colors. But anyways, I know I'm going into different directions now, but do something that you're passionate about. The money will follow. Work hard on yourself. Work harder on yourself than you work at your job, whatever that job is. All right? It's a little bit philosophical, I know, and I might elaborate more on a future video. Work harder on yourself than you do at your day job, whatever that is. And what that means is that you have to work hard on your mindset, your belief, your limiting beliefs, the way you perceive reality, okay? I know I trigger a lot of people with what I say in this type of videos, and they feel threatened by something that I might do in some way, shape, or form, which, you know, I understand their point of view, but it comes from a different vibration, which I do not resonate. I'm going around and around, trying not to make a point, but because I don't want to offend people. I don't want to offend people. But I get a lot of comments about me making videos about Greece, and like, I'm going to have, because of what I do here, it might have like a negative impact on Greece. Like, I might bring more tourism into Greece, which I'm very humble about that I can have that power. Or that I am even going to be responsible for the prices of real estate here in Nashville. I'm truly humble about that people see me as someone that can do vlogs about my life in Greece, and I will have such an impact that I can actually influence and skyrocket, quoting on this comment, that I can actually skyrocket the prices of properties here in Nashville because of my videos. All right? Not because of Airbnbs, not because of other factors, because a Venezuelan that is living here in Nashville is doing videos about his life in Greece, and I happen to live here in Nashville. I'm truly humble because probably people see something in me, okay, that is both positive and negative. And, you know, you can see it either way. It's your perception. All I know that you cannot beat the truth, okay? And the truth is who you really are. We are all the same. We all want the same things. We all want happiness. We all want fulfillment. We all want to feel good about ourselves. We all want to contribute, okay? And you cannot beat that. You have to identify that in you, though, all right? And stop getting caught up in this idea that is about your spouse, your neighbors, your negative relative, the government, who's in power, the weather, where you live. Just get rid of all excuses, man. Get rid of all excuses, transcend that. Do something for yourself in the face of adversity. Okay, you'll feel so good because you will understand that you have more control than you think. All right, you have more control about your life than you think. And I hope this video has been a good one for you if you have been watching this far. I'm glad that the camera has not turned off anymore. I'm probably running out of battery, but I want to exhaust this camera with this particular vlog, right? To prove a point that you have more in you. I have more in me. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Sa sa para poli, sa sa para poli. I'll see you in another video, my friend.